Hi, welcome back to Cooking with Cotton Creations. So today's video is all about the holidays. I know things have been crazy over this year. You know, the holiday is right around the corner. So if you're interested in seeing how to veganize your holiday, stay tuned because that's what I'm going to be sharing in today's video. Some of the holiday favorites, but veganized. So let's go on and hop into it. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is my whole roasted cauliflower, and that's actually going to act as the turkey substitute. But of course, you know, I'm not going to compromise on taste, even though it's a healthier option. So let's go ahead and go over the ingredients that you'll need.
You'll need cauliflower, butter, fresh rosemary, and fresh thyme. You'll need some soy sauce, vegan chickenless seasoning by Trader Joe's, ground sage, poultry seasoning, black pepper, salt, and garlic powder. You want to rinse off and wash off your cauliflower, then pat it dry. This is very important to make sure your marinade sticks. And then you're just going to combine all the other ingredients, mixing it very well. And then you want to take a brush and just brush on the butter sauce all over your cauliflower. Even though it's not pictured here, you want to put your butter sauce all over the cauliflower. Every inch of it should be coated with your butter sauce.
I have no idea what was going on with my camera, but it did not want to film the completely buttery marinated whole cauliflower. But nonetheless, it's in the oven roasting. So now let's get into these sweet potatoes. So here's what you'll need for the sweet potatoes.
Of course, you'll need some sweet potatoes, and I used 2 large sweet potatoes, and I parboiled them, pulled the skin off, and then cubed them, as you can see. And then you need some sugar, brown sugar, cinnamon, butter, and maple syrup. Now this is extremely important. Make sure you put a piece of butter on every single individual piece of sweet potato, and that's straight from my mom. And then what you want to do is go ahead and sprinkle on your brown sugar and your white granulated sugar, and then after that you want to go ahead and top it with some cinnamon, and you can put as little or a lot as you prefer. And then you want to go ahead and drizzle that with some maple syrup, and then put some foil over the pan, and we're going to go ahead and slide it right into the oven. I was going to make y'all wait, but let's go ahead and check on these sweet potatoes and see how they're coming along. As you can see, it's got a nice syrup and they are looking yummy.
So now that we got the sweet potatoes out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to the sweet potato pie. And as you may or may not know, sweet potato pie is a staple for Thanksgiving, especially in the Black community. Like, you can have other desserts, but you better have a sweet potato pie. So let's go ahead and whip up a veganized sweet potato pie. And this recipe was inspired by my father's sweet potato pie recipe, which I absolutely love, and I just veganized it. So let's go over what you'll need for this recipe.
Of course, you'll need some mashed sweet potatoes, flaxseed meal, some flour, granulated sugar, coconut milk, cornstarch, nutmeg, cinnamon, vanilla extract, baking powder, brown sugar, fresh lemon juice, butter, and some just egg. Next, we're going to mix the 2 sugars and some butter into our mashed potatoes. And then after that, we're going to add in some cinnamon, some nutmeg, vanilla extract, and We're going to add the just egg, just 1 tablespoon of that, and then we're also going to do 1 tablespoon of the flaxseed egg. You may need a little bit more, so if you do, just add more of the flaxseed egg, and if you don't have just egg, just do 2 tablespoons of the flaxseed egg. And then we're going to just add a little bit of fresh lemon juice to this, and we're going to mix that all together. Now for our thickeners, we're going to add the baking powder, the cornstarch, and some flour, and then we're going to add in the coconut milk. In this step, you want to use a hand mixer or a stand mixer just to make sure everything is nice and blended and smooth. I highly recommend adding your coconut milk slowly into your mixture so that it's not too thin and you don't add too much. So now you just want to go ahead and put it into a par-baked pie crust, and what I like to do is to make sure that the edges stay pretty light. I like to take a piece of foil and cover the edges, and then I just pop it in the oven.
So now that the sweet potato pie is done and in the oven, let's go ahead and get these greens going. So today I'm gonna do collard and mustard greens. I like mixing my greens, but you know, you can do whatever green you want. Turnips, collards, mustard, country, kale, whatever you want. So let's go ahead and go over what you'll need, and let's get into it, because it's a super easy recipe, but it is packed with flavor.
You'll need your greens, crushed red pepper, garlic powder, black pepper, some vegetable stock or vegetable bouillon. I'm gonna use some garlic bouillon as well, some seasoning salt, and some not chicken bouillon cubes, as well as a little bit of olive oil. So first I'm going to just drop in my bouillon cubes and veggie stock and garlic stock to season up the water so we can turn that into a broth. Then I'm just going to add my seasonings, and I'm going to add in some diced onions, and I'm going to just wait until that comes to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, then we're going to add in the greens and let those cook until they're tender.
Oh my gosh, can y'all smell the broth? It smells amazing. So what would Thanksgiving be without macaroni and cheese? You know, I kind of said like sweet potato pie has to be on the table. Mac and cheese also has to be on the table too. So let me go ahead and show you how to do my quick version. Now y'all know, for those of you that have been following me, I have a cashew based mac and cheese video that's on my YouTube channel already, and it's amazing. But I also wanted to find something a little easier for people that really don't cook all that much or don't enjoy cooking. So I mean, I think the cashew one is pretty easy too. You just boil the cashews, put everything in the blender, blend it up. But that's neither here nor there. This one's even easier than that. So let's hop into it so you guys can see my stovetop mac and cheese video that you can also bake. You can do either one. So let's get into it.
So for the mac and cheese, the first thing we're going to do is build our roux. So I'm just going to melt some butter and flour together and go ahead and cook that until it starts to darken up just a little bit. Not too dark, but definitely not light. And then after that, I'm going to add in my milk and just keep stirring that around so nothing burns. And then once all of that is blended together, then we're just going to pack in the cheese. So I'm going to use Vola Life mozzarella cheese, Vola Life cheddar shreds. I'm also going to use Vola Life mature cheddar slices, and then I'm also going to use Phil Roast chow slices as well. So whatever your favorite vegan cheeses are, just use whatever combination you like and just pack it on in. Now, to make sure our cheese sauce stays nice and creamy, I'm going to add in a little bit of vegan sour cream to this. So to boost up the cheesy, cheddary like flavor, I'm going to add in some nutritional yeast because that's really going to boost up that cheese flavor and make it taste a little bit more like regular. Now it's time to really take this cheese sauce up a notch, and I'm going to add in all of these flavors and seasonings and spices, and this is really what's going to make it come together, and you won't even be able to tell this is vegan cheese at all. And then I'm going to add a little bit of that better than bouillon into the sauce, cheese sauce, and then a little bit of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. And do y'all see how creamy and cheesy it is? So let's go ahead and add this to our noodles. Now I highly recommend adding the cheese sauce to the noodles versus adding the noodles to the cheese sauce, because you just want to make sure you are not over adding cheese sauce. So it's better to pour the cheese sauce onto the noodles. If you have cheese sauce left over, you can always freeze it and use it in the future, or you can make some queso with it or use it in other cheese sauce dishes. Your choice.
Y'all, I just had to come back and say, do y'all see how cheesy? For people that say vegan cheese does not melt, clearly this is proof that that's a false statement. You just gotta know what you're doing, for real. And I mean, the flavor. If y'all don't believe me, go on over to the ladies of Just Being Us 2020 on YouTube, and they'll let you know whether or not it tastes good or not, if it tastes like it's vegan or not. Like, yeah, head over there and subscribe to their channel, and they'll be uploading their vegan holiday episode where you can actually see what they think. But let's get back into the mac and cheese video. All right, so I apologize in advance. I forgot to record the step of me pouring the mac and cheese into the pan for it to go in the oven, but I feel like it's such a self-explanatory step. I don't really think you need to see it, but let me explain real fast. All you do is pour some of your mac and cheese inside your baking pan. Then what I like to do is put some cheese slices. I use I think it's pronounced Chow, CHAO by Field Roast, their original creamy. I just lay slices of that in the center, and then I pour more mac and cheese, and then I add a little bit more cheese sauce onto the top, and then I pop it in the oven for about 15-20 minutes, and that's it. But if you are gonna bake it, I would recommend baking it like just before you have dinner. Like, pop it in. You can layer it and everything, but just pop it in the oven just before you serve dinner, so it comes out hot, fresh, and bubbling, So now that the mac and cheese is all ready to go, let's go ahead and do our fried portobello mushrooms. And ooh, they so good. That is our fried chicken substitute. So let's get into it, and let me go over what ingredients you'll need.
So these are all the spices that I'm going to use today. Sometimes I change up my blend. You can use whatever blend you normally use to bread. If you were to do, like, let's say fried chicken, that's what you want to use. You're going to need some vegan milk, of course, some portobello mushrooms, some flour, and cornstarch. So let's go ahead and start getting our dredge mixed together. So I'm going to take all those spices and a little bit of flour and just mix that all together. And once that's well blended, I'm just going to add a little bit of milk, not too much, because this you want to remain thick. Not too thick, of course, but you definitely don't want it too thin, because you want this to stick to your portobello mushrooms. And this is where all the flavor on your portobello mushrooms is going to come from. So you definitely don't want it too thin, because you need it to stick onto your mushrooms, and you'll see in a second when we get to that step. So now for the dry batter, we're just going to combine the cornstarch, flour, some seasoning salt, and garlic powder into a bowl, or I'm just going to use a freezer bag. And then what you want to do is pat dry your portobello mushrooms and cut those into slices. And then from there you want to coat it with your flour batter first. And then you want to add it to your wet batter and get that all nice and coated with the wet batter, so that, like I said, you lock in all those seasonings that we put in the wet batter. And then you'll go ahead and drop it back into the dry flour mix, and that's it. Now you can double batter this if you want a thicker coat, but honestly, just doing it like this, it has a really nice thick coat to it, and a really nice crunchy batter. So, but it's totally up to you. Do what you need to do. So now what you want to do is get your oil nice and hot, and then you want to gently add those into your hot oil and let those cook on both sides until they are nice and golden and crispy. And then what I like to do is I like to take mine out and put it on a cooling rack. That's extremely important to maintain the crunchy and crispiness of them. OMG, look at that. You can't tell me that doesn't remind you of chicken. Popeyes ain't got nothing on your girl with veganizing these fried portobello mushrooms.
So of course, you know, I had to include my Cotton Creations vegan honey pecan cornbread, a part of this spread. You want some for Thanksgiving, make sure you get it in advance, because I'm a small business. Small business means small team right now. So if you want to make sure you have some for your friends and family this Thanksgiving and holiday season, make sure you head over to cottoncreationsllc.com to order your bag and make sure that you have it in time for the holiday. It's super simple to make. It's like very elementary. Even if you don't cook, you can cook this. All right. All right, y'all, so the food is finally done. So let's go ahead and get into eating it. Like, I'm so hungry right now, so let me stop talking. Let me show y'all what it's looking like. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, yes. Come on, holiday plate. Y'all can't tell me that don't look great. And you know I had to put the Cotton Creations cornbread. All right, let me give y'all a real close look. All right, what y'all want to try first? You say mac and cheese? Oh, do you hear that? Oh my God. So cheesy. This camera is not doing it any justice, but you already know from the previous clip of the mac and cheese how cheesy it is. It's really cheesy. Now something I'm looking forward to trying is this roasted cauliflower. Oh my God. Shani, you did that. And I'm not like the biggest cauliflower lover. But this with the gravy? Oh my. That's good. And the herbs are coming through. I already know these are banging. What y'all gonna eat for the holiday? Sweet potato. Listen, I'm not even a sweet potato fan. But try these, they go up. All the way up. And you know what we gotta do. For anybody that don't know, I loved fried chicken. Just ask anybody in my family, anybody that I grew up with. I'll tell y'all the story maybe one day. And I love these fried portobello mushrooms because they taste just like chicken to me. They like meaty. They got that meaty texture. And the breading is, oh my God. Yep. And the Cotton Creations cornbread. I mean, y'all should already know how this tastes. Because y'all should have a bag of mix. And if you don't, you need to go to my website and order you a bag of mix. CottonCreationsLLC.com. Again, that's CottonCreationsLLC.com. And order you a bag. You know what? I'm about to sit down and properly enjoy this meal. So I hope y'all enjoy the Cotton Creations vegan holiday meal. So y'all was really about to let a sister in the video without sampling the dessert for y'all. Y'all ain't even right for that. Anyway, here's the sweet potato pie. Okay. Same fork. All right. Let's go on and get into it. Oh my God. I veganized my dad's recipe. Do y'all see? Let me see if I can cut it this way for you. Oh. Amazing. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Amazing. As y'all can see, as a vegan, I'm not missing out on anything, okay? It's just healthier, but it don't taste healthier, and I ain't missing nothing. So, you know, if you want to see more videos like this one, head on over to my YouTube channel, Cotton Creations, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Had a little something in my tooth. Anyway, all right, so if you guys don't trust my opinion about my food, I understand. head on over, like I said earlier, to the ladies of Just Being Us 2020, and those 5 beautiful queens will let you know what it is. They'll let you know if they like it, if they don't like it, you know, and they're meat eaters and pescatarians. Head on over to Just Being Us 2020 on YouTube, subscribe to their channel, watch their vegan holiday episode featuring Cotton Creations, and they will let you know what it is. If you want to see more videos like this and vegan recipes, head on over to my YouTube channel, Cotton Creations. 2 words, no crazy spellings, just Cotton Creations. And in the meantime, y'all make sure you stay your distance because the numbers is going up. Wash those hands, wear your mask, and be blessed.